Hi guys, SJ Cam SJ4000. This is my review, just from my own opinions of using it now for a good few months. I'm not a technical reviewer, this is kind of just what I do. So yeah, there's none of the unpacking stuff. There's tons of videos with that on there. I just want to get you an idea of core values, the stuff that I use, how helpful it is, what I think of it, all that kind of stuff. So firstly, why SJ Cam? Well, they are bonkers cheap. If the SJ Cam or something similar wasn't on the market, I probably wouldn't be videoing right now. GoPros are great, and don't get me wrong, they're bloody good cameras. But in New Zealand, for instance, I can get one of these things for sort of under 200 New Zealand dollars. And the cheapest GoPro is about 500, and then the really top end one's about $800. So there's just no comparison in price. If I had to go for a GoPro, I just wouldn't have one because I couldn't afford it. In terms of bang for buck, it's absolutely tremendous. I mean, how the hell they make it for that price, I don't know. And in terms of, video quality, I'm no expert, but bloody good. I'm amazed at the sharpness of this thing. There are limitations. I mean, it is like a GoPro, it is a fixed wide-angled lens, so there's no zooming up, zooming down. If you want something like that, you're going to have to get something, a little bit flasher. But these things are just brilliant. If anything, it's a no-brainer because wherever you point it to, it's just focusing on it, and it just works. Yeah, the sound depends. If you've got it in your waterproof case like this, then it's muffled as anything because obviously it's waterproof. The good thing that they do is with every SJ Cam, and much of the others as well, they give you a waterproof one, and then they also give you one that actually has slots in the side there. So that there is much better for sound. So I've got an example of that. I've got a video on my trail bike that I use this one for, and you can certainly hear the bike better and get better sounds with it. Still not fantastic. They all review that, but hey, for the money, goodness me, you can't go wrong. Underwater stuff is absolutely brilliant. That opened up a whole new world to us. Here's some examples, for instance. Another really cool feature of this, and of course they all show it, but I'm going to show you some examples of the time lapses I've done. Time lapse is brilliant. I mean, you can set it for 1 second to go off, and I think after what it does is it captures about 6 frames or a good video chunk, and then stops and then does another little video chunk. So you've got 1 second, 2 seconds, 5, 10, 30 and a minute as well. So the scope is huge, and it's only limited to the to how long the batteries will last, and I've had it time lapsing for for probably 2 hours. Spectacular. And here's some really good examples of that. Right, when you're buying it, I would suggest that you don't just buy the deal. In fact, that's not supposed to be with it, but yeah, so you get a basic cam with a few bits and pieces of accessories. The one big thing I would suggest that you get is a spare battery. They are super cheap, like bonkers cheap. Again, I'll go back to the GoPro thing, but honestly, they are so cheap compared to the price of the camera, and they are probably a quarter of the price of a GoPro in New Zealand, from my perspective. Yeah, so if you're going to get this sort of stuff, you're going to kick yourself. Get it from China, and then suddenly, oh god, I run out of battery. It's just a no-brainer. Get yourself another battery. You can get a charger with it anyway. But one other thing I think is really, really good, and again this comes from being good, is one of these double chargers, because you can put them both in there. You're not having to plug it into this to charge it. Put them in there. You've got two little lights there. It tells you when it's on green, when it's on black, and when it's on red or green, and when it's done. And it charges each of them separately, and it's done really quickly. Buy one of these. They're really cheap. Seriously. Fittings. I tell you what. For me, some of the best fittings around is that there. That is one of the best piece of kit I've bought, and again, so cheap. I have mounted this on the front of a four-wheel drive on the bull bar, which has given me a really nice low shot, really good. I've also mounted it on the front of sort of a bull bar type arrangement on a sports quad, and I'll show you some of the examples of that as well. Another good one, obviously that's your mount to go onto glass. I've got some examples here for you. One of them I mounted in the squash court, and I've got it mounted up and playing a game of squash. Great for in cars, but you can use it for lots and lots of other things. SJ Cam SJ4000, absolutely brilliant, great value for money, wouldn't be without it, top marks. Banggood, fantastic service, never had a problem.